Hello and welcome to the Special Moves podcast. This is episode 46, where it's pronounced Timon and Pumbaa. Thank you very much. My name is Mike Williams. This is Jake Kulkowski and Liam McKelvey. How are you, boys?
I'm not bad, thank you.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yeah.
You playing any games?
I have. Yeah. I'm just, for those that are watching, I've got the pillow here now, right?
Yeah.
And it started, so I don't want to move it now for continuity.
Yeah.
But I had a joke about the body pillow a couple of weeks ago, and I just want to kind of make it clear that it just was here.
It's happening.
I didn't come from, this, you know what I mean? There's nothing on the other side of this pillow, and this hasn't come from my house.
Yeah.
This was here when I got here.
That's because Jake is now the world's biggest Fire Emblem fan. Been making all sorts of jokes about weebs, he has, in the past.
Yeah.
Now that's all changed.
No, I still stand. Now, I've been very good, thank you, and I have been playing some
now
games.
you're
What
mocking
you
your
guys-
own kind, aren't you, now? So
yeah,
it's okay.
Cannibalism, social
Yeah,
cannibalism.
that's all right. You're allowed to say it.
Yeah.
Liam, what have you been playing, man?
So I played two things this week. The first one I played was Metal Wolf Chaos, which came out.
We had a little chat about that last week, didn't
I
we?
did.
predicted he would have finished it by
Yeah.
now.
I did finish it. It's actually very short. It was £20, I think. I got it on GOG. It was like £19.50, something like that.
What is it?
It's a third-person shooter from 2004, made by From Software, creators of Dark Souls, Sekiro, Bloodborne, and it became famous online for being the most over-the-top game possibly ever made, because you play as the President of the United States, and you have to save the country from a coup d'etat
Yeah.
in a robot mech suit.
I've seen so many takes online that are like, this has all the trappings of a game from 2003 or whatever,
Because it is a
and
game
that's
from
and,
2003.
and that's both good and bad. So
Yeah, it's very arcadey
Yeah.
in how it's presented. Like, it controls pretty decently, I'd say. You can definitely tell it's from the PS2, Xbox era.
okay,
And it's a decent game. Like, I did enjoy it, but by the time I got to the end of the game, that sort of like novelty wore off a little bit.
yeah.
And it was meant to be a HD remaster of the game, and it's sort of a very bare bones remaster. I read online there's some like graphical effects missing from it that should be there,
Right.
and at the minute the audio levels in it are, well, they're fucked basically.
Alright.
And the voice acting's out of sync with cutscenes.
Oh, yes.
The music's too low and the dialogue's too high.
That's weird. That's
It is, and I thought that was part of like the
charm.
Yeah, I thought that was like what the game was like when it came out. When I
Right.
read online, I was like, nope, it's not meant to be like
it's
that.
an error. It's
So and the developers of it and Devolver Digital, they published it. They said they're working on a patch for it right now, and it'll be out soonish, I guess. But
Yeah.
I finished it now. I've got no reason to go back to it, really.
Yeah.
It has a little bit of replay value, but not much. You can go back, improve your ranking on missions and stuff, and unlock all the other weapons. But really, once you got through the story, there's not really much else to do in it.
How long did it take you?
About 6 hours.
So pretty tight experience. Then.
Yeah, but about an hour and a half of that was me having to redo the second to last mission, because there's no checkpoints in the game,
All right.
as there is from games in 2004. And
Excellent.
but the boss fight at the end of the second to last mission has a move that can pretty much one shot you, and it's about a 20-minute long mission.
That always does
So
my
I had
nut
to
in
keep
them.
replaying it until I finally managed to avoid this one attack that pretty much locks onto you as well. And then I finally managed to get him, and then the final boss was piss easy in comparison.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
Well, where'd you go from a one-shot lock-on attack? Do you know what I mean? How'd you go up from there?
The last boss is like a novelty boss,
Yeah,
which happens more than you think, doesn't it?
it does happen
Yeah.
quite a bit. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, I'd say it's worth a watch on YouTube at least for the comedy value.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it is very funny. It's got some cracking like some very serious lines. Like, one of them is, he says to his assistant, who's like his digital commander or whatever, she says to him, oh, we've got that Japanese wildlife protection conference. And he says, you'll just have to tell Japan I can't make it because I'm going to save America. And that's like the quality of the lines. And it's
Yeah.
very, very like stupid, but enjoyable at the same time.
Okay.
I'd say maybe if you want to play it, definitely wait for the like the HD remaster issues to get ironed out. But other than that, it's not a bad.
They're
little game.
going to update it then. They've said that they're working on it. But
They did say there's a patch on the way.
Do you reckon that it's the kind of thing that can be cleaned up with a couple of... Because this isn't going to be... They're not going to do much on this, are they? They're going to clean it up a little bit and then...
Yeah,
20 quid.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
2004.
Probably fix the audio and that'll be it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all they really need to do to it, to be honest. Okay. But I'd recommend it if you're a fan of your silly, over-the-top games.
All right.
It's Devolver Digital's normal output.
It's decent enough, and it's pretty much in line with all the other Devolver games. It's all right.
Decent. Well, that's another week, another game for Liam. That's fucking good going. I'm still playing Divinity Original Sin, which is... it must have been... Feels like about 6 years that I've been playing that now. We've actually had an email about it.
Metal Wolf Chaos, the Divinity Original Sin.
No, Divinity Original Sin.
No one's playing Metal Wolf.
But have I actually put it in my... Have I said we've got an email and then I've decided not to use it, so I haven't pasted it in my fucking production thing?
Your production notes.
Yeah, well, listen why oh, no, I have got it. I'll tell you why I said production thing, because there's another email about that. But, no, we have got the Divinity email. So this is from...
thank God. I was really worried then. Yeah.
No, it's because... Right, well, let me tell you, right. So we get emails. We actually do get a decent amount of emails to our
we do.
dearspecialmoves@gmail.com inbox. If you want to send them in, chuck them in there. So we sort of like read them all and then like just pick like things that we think that we might end up talking about and stuff anyway, and things that are like nice surprises and stuff. But I sort of paste them in to a handy little notes document on my phone. So that's what that was about. So this is from Tom Winter, who's a civil servant from Sheffield.
Whoa!
Nice one, Tom.
Good job, civil service.
Good detail there.
Tom Winter is a very civil servant name as well.
I guess, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, go on.
I just like that he told us. I just like that he told us, and that he's from Sheffield.
Yeah, exactly, and where he's from, exactly. Steel City, baby.
Exactly. Yeah. Tom says, "Dear Special Moves, long time subscriber and one time Dead Cred Redemption submitter." So that's a fucking throwback for you there. Everyone, if you know, you know, don't you?
If you know, you know.
You boys are normally pretty spot on with your opinions on good games to play. Notable examples of games that I have loved that you recommended include...
he's got a resume.
Yeah, he's played Nier Automata, XCOM 1 and 2, and the entire Dark Souls franchise off our recommendations. So
that's
nice
some big boy games as well, you know.
I probably wouldn't have ever picked these games up without you chaps highlighting them, so thanks very much.
Nice.
However... one game I did pick up but couldn't really enjoy was Divinity Original Sin, the first one. I thought I would love this game because I love fantasy, I love great stories and characters, really long RPGs and customization options and so on. But this was my first go at a proper C RPG. And I didn't really like the lack of customization, how the text boxes filled the entire screen, and the lack of voice acting, not to mention how it felt a little bit dated. I kind of want to pick up Divinity Original Sin 2, but I want to know if the aspects I didn't enjoy in the first one are improved or in the sequel, or whether I'm just not cut out for CRPGs. What do you think, boys? Thanks for the help and keep up the great content. Cheers, Tom. Yeah, definitely play the second one. It feels like a pretty big stride forward in a lot of ways. Like voice acting is excellent in it, writing is really good in it. It's pretty much a lot more accessible than the first one, I think. It is, in my opinion, anyway. Maybe someone would disagree, but I think it's much easier to get into. The first Divinity Original Sin, I didn't finish it. I played about probably over 2/3. I was about 40 hours into it. And it was like, I was just hitting points where I just, if you're not the right level for stuff, it sort of smacks you in the face and sends you backwards, but there's no real guidance in the game for that. But that's just the kind of game that it is. Especially in like the first town that you go to. But the second one is an improvement in almost every single department. You can get it for like 30 quid full price, so you could probably get it for like 20 on sale or something. Yeah. It's an all-round excellent game. PC Gamer have just made it the best game ever, which I don't agree with, but it's up there as like, but you wouldn't find Divinity Original Sin 1 like anywhere near like that sort of those heights, I don't think. The second one is definitely the best one. Yeah,
for sure. It's sat like 1,000 years apart as well, so you don't have to worry about like missing out or anything like story wise. First one was quite divisive because when you get to the first town, you just put into this dead long quest. You think it's just like it's the first quest you get in the game, and save Councillor Jake's murder.
Joke, yeah.
And you wrap it up about 40 hours in.
Yeah.
but then you can leave out of like the West Gate, North Gate, or East Gate, but only one of them
is correct.
Is correct. If you try and go out the others, you're just going to get fucking pasted, but you don't get told that.
No.
So you might just think, am I shit at the game? Is the combat too hard? Like, what is it? And
inventory wasn't great in the first one.
yeah.
I remember.
I don't know what he's on about with the voice acting, though, because there is voice acting in it. It's fully voice acted. Maybe the
it wasn't to begin with.
The enhanced edition is fully voice acted.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
But I wonder if you've maybe picked up just the standard edition.
Or it depends when you played it.
Yeah, exactly. Because as far as I know, the game is fully voice acted. But yeah, it might be a different thing on PC, because I think you can only get the enhanced edition. Same with Divinity Original Sin 2. Like, you can only get the definitive edition now on consoles, on Steam, but I think on other places you can still get the old school version.
Yeah.
But yeah, the second one is worth a punt, I reckon, especially now that it's like been around for a while and stuff like that. So they are dropping it down. I think it's on sale on PlayStation right now, but it would recommend playing it on a PC, to be honest. It's just better in every way. But I don't know. It's very enjoyable. It's out of all the CRPGs, believe it or not, I would say that it's the best one I've played that's been ported over to console.
For sure. I've almost just finished the second one on a PlayStation, and it works really well as a console game as well, because it's so relaxing, it's so slow paced, and it's so like,
it's only when you've played the two of them and you can kind of
compare. Like, I would probably say get the PC one, but if it's I don't think it makes a huge amount of difference. The PlayStation version takes a bit of it takes you a while to get attuned to the controls and how looting and things like that works and stuff, but it's a good game. It's a really good game on PlayStation as well.
And the customization options or whatever that you was outlining in the second game, it's like a lot more fluid. You could like put 1 point in one class and get the ability to like shoot electric out your hands, and then you could put 2 points in like archery, so you can do this and that, and then you can, not really a spoiler, but like you hit a certain point in the game and you can change that, so you're not completely locked in. Which the first one, that's also the case, but much later on.
It's actually stupidly flexible, and because that's kind of not where the game, developers will think like, where's the challenge and stuff in a game, but that's kind of not where they've put the challenge. In a way, you've got to know how to use the resources that you've got. It's not about like gaining the resources and leveling up so much as it is just knowing how to use the tools that are available to you, because everything's available to you. And it's like there's loads of different sort of schools of magic and stuff that you can use, and so if you've got a person who's like good with fire and earth skills and stuff, but you need maybe you've just come up against a fight that's like they're really weak to like air damage, and you haven't really got a good air damage, then you can just like respec and I hit one point in the game where I just couldn't get past like a persuade check, and I wanted this like character to survive. So, but I knew I had to like pass this persuade check to do it, because I did it without passing, and then they died. And so I was like, so I reloaded my save, and I was like, no, I've got to figure out how to do it. And then I was like trying to get like some sort of some consumable item that would like improve my persuade checks and stuff. But then I was like, hang on, I can just go to the fucking back to the thing and respec my character so it's like full persuade, and then I'll just do it. And then I did it, but that's because that's how they've set the game up. You just have to know.
That's right.
You just have to make sure you use everything. It's a fucking good game. Liam, it was like your first CRPG, really, isn't it?
Yeah, so I've dabbled with CRPGs before. I've played a bit of like Fallout 1 and 2, the original ones, and I think it might have been Baldur's Gate 1 I've tried as well.
Yeah.
And Planescape Torment. But yeah, it's like Divinity Original Sin 2 was the first one I actually have played properly.
We all played it co-op, didn't we?
Yeah, I've not played a single second of Divinity Original Sin 2 solo. I've only played it co-op with you guys.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I did.
There you go.
To be honest, because I'm not really big on like, grid turn-based battles and stuff like that. But yeah, I ended up really enjoying it, like mainly because of the freedom. You can pretty much, if you've got a mad idea for something, there's a good chance you can actually carry that out.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll work exactly as
it's
you
got
think
logic,
it will.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I like about it. And I'd say it's definitely worth giving the second one a go, especially like if it's on a sale like it seems to be now.
Yeah.
Consensus is like the first game is like a 7 out of 10, and like the second game is like a 9.5/10 out of 10.
The first one's weird, isn't it? It's like some people
really
would
like
saw that, and that's I think definitely a large part of where the second one came from, because the first one got a lot of love, from certain people.
From people who got it.
Yeah.
But it didn't. But a lot of people didn't get it because it didn't make it easy. You know what I mean? Like, it was hard to love.
No, it was, and I had this really weird relationship with it where I was really enjoying it, and then I just sort of stopped playing it, and then didn't go back to it. And not from like, oh fuck this kind of thing. I just there's other games coming out and whatever, and I just didn't go back to it, and just didn't ever finish it, which maybe I should do really. But right, so we'll thanks for the email there, Tom. So we'll do one more email. I wasn't planning on doing early, but because I fucked up the intro to the emails to the old production thing. So this is another Dear Special Moves email from Manuel Granados Vargas, who says,
nice.
Hello amigos de Gale. Manuel here. He's saying hello to us.
Yeah.
Because we're Welsh. I think Gale is...
Pays de Gale is French for Wales, right? So that's got to be similar.
Yeah. I think, it's like Gale in like most languages or whatever.
Yeah.
But so that's cool. So Manuel says, congrats on the steady growth of the channel. I hope it really takes off. The content totally deserves it, but it's good to see the videos with more views and likes growing. Nice one, Manuel. Anyway, on to my question. What is the process for your podcast? You go on segues a lot, but you obviously have a plan regarding the games that you played for the week and what you'll talk about. But I'd like to know how you get together or text or whatever before going to Mike's house and lounging in his couches. Liam is a games Wikipedia, so all he needs is keywords to tell you all the info about it. But what else goes on in the planning? Thanks, mates. We'll be joining on Patreon soon to drop some money. Manuel. Nice one, Manuel. Thank you very much for asking.
We locked our consciousness together. So we are just one.
We're bound by
solid unit.
We're basically an all-powerful AI, and so
connected.
watch out for more of that in the future. We're coming.
I'm not so distant, very gloomy cyborg. Future. Don't know. How do we do it?
We sort of. So it's very informal. So I mean, we've got the inbox, and that's that's like the first thing, and then the new releases, and check out what's coming out in the week ahead.
So the inbox
between the inbox and the new releases
for Dear Special Moves.
Yeah, the inbox for Dear Special Moves and the new releases of whatever games are coming out. So that immediately gives us some ideas of what to talk about. Then just what we've been playing in the week.
We don't ever plan that ahead of time.
No,
because
you shouldn't plan that. I don't think.
No, it's a 45-minute drive to Mike's, from my house. So it used to be that I drive Liam, but now Liam drives me because Liam can drive now. And normally I kind of get a sneak peek. Me and Liam will just catch up in the car anyway.
Yeah.
So we normally know what the other one's played, but you don't know until just now.
No.
So we don't have a plan.
Which works fine because I'm the one asking the question.
Exactly.
So.
It's not like Liam goes first, then Jake. You know what I mean?
No, we don't.
You kind of ended up speaking about the game you've been playing, Divinity, because there's been a question about it.
Yeah,
I haven't spoken about what I've been playing. Liam's it's just
because you've still been playing fucking Fire Emblem.
I played loads actually this week, but
have you?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go on to that.
No. I was just
see.
No. I wasn't saying
free balling this.
I wasn't saying it like that. I was just saying. So obviously, we don't. Have, because you don't. Yeah, you don't know what I played. See.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of.
So that bit, and then when it comes to the news, literally as we're setting up the lights and stuff and setting the audio, we'll have a little chat about what's caught our eye and stuff, and we'll kind of keep one eye on the gaming news all week, and but we're not. I don't think we want to be a news podcast, do we? Where we're come here for the news. Yeah. We're just sort of picking the things that we know.
When it's weekly as well, isn't it?
And it's fucking boring.
Yeah. I saw but I mean I saw don't know, some interesting news. Well, it's not even. That's another thing. It's not even interesting.
Exactly, man.
David Hayter was having a go at Evo, but that was 5 days ago. So if you're interested in gaming news, you already know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also, it's
we just try and pick a couple of topics that we just.
If it's worth talking about it, because if you've got to find news, then it's going to be about literally There's always bad news. There's always news so and so have done this now, or so and so have gone back on their word, or something's changed for the worse. There's always that, but it's just boring.
And we're doing this on a Sunday, and we just want to have a nice chat on it. We don't want to be coming out of this depressed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. We like games, not the idea of games, just actually games. I'd say what is an important process actually, having a good BAP before we go on.
That's right. Yeah, we have a feed before we record.
Never record on an empty stomach.
No, so we have a bacon BAP or sausage BAP or a pizza or something off if it's in if it's
nighttime session.
Yeah, so we record usually on a Sunday.
Oh yeah.
But then we'll go and on a Monday or a Tuesday evening or something. Sometimes if we're busy on a weekend and stuff. Because we have got jobs, we've got full-time jobs, so that's that's how we have to like work around that a lot.
And
then,
our jobs involve travelling a lot.
yeah, and like out of hours, or out of 9 to 5 work and all sorts of shit like that. So we have to like make do. But it's all a bit easier when you got some bacon or pizza down here, innit? That's the thing.
But what about texting and that? Like, we don't don't know. It's not. This isn't our job, is it? So we're just friends. So we just message each other anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's true. Like,
there's no like, right? Oh, lads, I just want to bring this up for the podcast. I don't see a news article on Tuesday and say, right, lads, we need to put this on the agenda.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's incredibly like. It's just like I think it just sort of falls together naturally, and like I said, the emails help us loads with that, and the new releases help us loads, and just generally what we've been playing, because we do play like new stuff or stuff that's like come out on PlayStation Plus or whatever. We are on top of games that are coming out. Like,
we certainly try to be.
So relevant, if you like. So it all sort of comes together quite naturally, really, and I think it's just because at this point we have been doing it for like 3 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like, and that isn't a huge amount of time, but it doesn't. I don't think we're as like. I don't know if anxious is the right word, but like we're not as like, oh, we've got to make sure that we do this and hit it. We're not like ticking boxes and stuff, and because we're just doing it for ourselves as well. It's like, who gives a fuck, innit? Like, as long as you guys are enjoying it.
Yeah.
And
I think it's probably better to hear like a conversation. That's the worst thing about podcasts, is when they are so agenda heavy.
Yeah.
It's like, right, now Liam, you're going to talk for 20 minutes. Now Mike, it's your 20-minute slot. Now Jake, it's your 20-minute slot. It just seems like a bit, I don't know, it's like them things in America where they just have loads of hearings and it's like all them people sitting at a semicircle table.
Yeah.
And then just some random guy gets up on a podium. What are they called? Do you know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah.
But it's just like little just people from the street, and they just get up and go, right, look, I'm well pissed off about plastic bags and that. And it's just
like
that
a town hall meeting.
Yeah, one of them. We don't want it to be a town hall meeting, do we?
No, exactly. As with all things, it's about finding a balance. But all the notes and that are on my phone, and sometimes I've got to scroll for a long time and I can't find the exact email that I want to talk about, just as I'm saying, let's talk about this email, like an idiot. But thank you, Manuel, for the email. Let's move on to some topics then. So we've just watched the No Man's Sky Beyond...
a game I've been playing this week.
Very good. All right, so we're going to sync this up together so Jake can talk about the game he's been playing and we can talk about the new No Man's Sky thing. So we did talk about it a little bit last week. But this week, Sean Murray has been sort of doing the rounds a bit. And
which is weird.
Chatting to IGN.
Which is weird.
Yeah. And there's
facing the public again.
Because last time he did that, it didn't go very well for him.
No. Well, he said some... So No Man's Sky is obviously, if you don't know by now, it's a sort of first person and third person by now sci-fi space exploration game, which has got just it's drenched in features at this point. It's a multiplayer game, there's base building, there's all sorts of shit going on in it, and they're just adding these massive updates on now, a 6-month or annual basis,
for free,
totally for free. And
when the game launched, it got really a lot of controversy because it didn't have a lot of things that Sean Murray had mentioned in these little press circuits.
Yeah.
So since then they've shut up, and they've just shown, you know what I mean.
And they've made these like amazing little, some of my favorite like promo videos and stuff ever of just just nice music, nice sort of choreographed gameplay and voiceover
like
and
radio
stuff.
Voice.
Yeah, just explaining
like a hospital radio voice.
And when you're playing the game and you've been thinking, oh man, it would be cool if it had base building. It'd be cool if it had like big capital ships that you could have. And then there's a little video saying, here's the base building. Here's a little buggy that you can drive around. Yeah. And there's all this stuff, and it's really well done. And then it's more about delivering on what they have got rather than promising stuff. So they've got to a point now where they've added so much to the game. And I think Sean Murray is probably feeling a bit more like, I can talk again now, and he's sort of like,
Well, I'm always because first of all, No Man's Sky comment sections are normally quite funny, right? And by funny I mean tragic. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very angry people, which at the time made sense. 3 years on, let it go. But because holding someone accountable is one thing, but the guy is obviously him and the company are showing up, and IGN comment sections are quite funny as well because again, like people subscribe to IGN.
Do you mean in general?
Yeah.
Right.
IGN comments are normally about how bad IGN are on IGN videos by IGN subscribers. So I thought, No Man's Sky, Sean Murray interview, and IGN, this is going to be a nice comment section. Well, was I surprised? All the comments are about how it's all forgiven, Sean. You know, this guy's worked so hard. This is the best gaming turnaround in history. Yeah. No, and like all the comments, and we're talking thousands of upvotes, were like, didn't really like this game at all, but I picked this up for a tenner or $10 or whatever, $15 or whatever. And
whatever money they've got in America.
Yeah, why would they fucking use their fucking Trump circle? Right? And they,
Trump bucks or something, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, and then they, the fucking Johnson sphere will be us, so don't worry, America, we're fucked as well. I got this game for cheap, and it's actually dead good. So yeah, like I was surprised at the sentiment. Basically, what I'm saying, it was positive
shifted.
Sentiment. Yeah, and for 3 years and 3 massive updates later.
Yeah,
but this one is a 3-in-1. This update is got 3 key pillars.
Yeah,
they're talking about one. Yeah. Is super exciting for one specific subset of people, right?
Well,
VR boys.
Like. Yeah, so I guess it comes down to the way they're doing it, because they could have done this as like 3 different updates through the space of a year, but it's a really good little like marketing thing as well, that you've got an event, like as a No Man's Sky player, next year there's going to be a big fucking, basically, it's much more than you get in a Destiny. Expansion.
Iceborne, Monster Hunter World Iceborne's got less content than this.
Exactly.
And they're charging 40 quid for the fucker.
And it's coming. And the way that they're like compensating for that is, No Man's Sky is still pretty much a full price game, even when it's on discount. It's still like 20 quid, which considering the amount of shit it got to begin with is quite impressive.
It's on sale right now till the 15th of August on Steam.
Still doing well in like Steam charts and shit when it's on sale.
40% off, I think it is at the moment. Like, and this runs until 2 days after the update as well. So they're constantly doing,
And so this No Man's Sky Beyond update, Jake just mentioned the 3 pillars it's got there. So one of them is VR, which is a big thing. That's pretty much the focus.
The game as is.
Yeah.
But in VR, which is crazy. You don't really get many full games in VR that aren't shorter experiences or a one-for-one. Like Skyrim in VR, from what I understand, is very, very, very close to the original game, but they have taken some big liberties of movement and stuff like
Resident
that.
Evil 7 is
Resident Evil 7.
That's like one-to-one, same experience.
Yes,
that was developed, wasn't it?
Yeah, that had VR from the get-go.
Yeah, for PC only, was it?
PS4.
No, it was PS4.
It was PS4, for a year, wasn't it?
It was meant to come to PC, but I don't think anything happened with it.
But that's it. Yeah, so that was the first. But wasn't that just you had to use a controller though for it, didn't you?
You did, yeah.
So it wasn't arms and hands and stuff. But I think they've now adapted that so you can. But this is, you can use your little PlayStation Move controllers or your HTC Vive or whatever, and it's the full thing. They've completely gutted out a lot of the systems and changed that. But none of us give a fuck about that on a personal level because we don't have VR. No, it's exciting.
It is. It is cool. I mean, I work in my job. I work with some dudes who develop like VR apps and games and stuff, and then they played No Man's Sky when it came out, and they didn't know about this update, right?
Do they know about the other updates, by the way? Do you know?
I guess they were vaguely aware, but they played a bit of No Man's Sky when it came out, and they knew a lot about it because of all the uproar and stuff. But they're huge on like VR games and VR news and stuff. And I told them about this, and they were like, "Fuck, this is good. This is like good high level. Like this is what they want, like a full experience that isn't just like a demo or a very specific type of VR-ish experience."
Yeah, a 6-hour game or whatever. Like Blood and Truth is supposed to be amazing, but it's a lot of it's on rails.
That is another one that's like held up as like this is really good
they say
because the absolute baseline is like you're standing in one spot and there's loads of shit coming at you and you've got to shoot it or chop it or summit or you've got to solve a puzzle, or it's very it's a specific type of experience. It's like a mobile app is based around touch and it's designed for that platform. There's a lot of VR-ish games where you're rooted to the spot and but this is, for me, I don't know about you guys, but this is the closest I've ever thought, like, I maybe would like a PSVR headset to play this. Yeah. But I've never even thought that before. I've not gone anywhere near that thought before.
No. I play, like, he got rid of his, but my brother had one. It was alright. That's about it, really. There was like a good tower defense game on there, but I don't know. But Resident Evil would be good, very scary, but good. But this, I don't know. I can see it would suck me in. I think it'd be like Sword Art Online or whatever, innit? Like
it's weird. It almost goes too far the other way in that sense. Like I feel like I wouldn't want to take the fucking headset off.
That's what I'm on about. That's
just
what I feel
hook
bad
me
about.
up to a drip.
I feel that exactly. And I've got like a baby that she's toddling around now, so. And I feel like that's
another human being that you need to look after. And
yeah, exactly that. Like yesterday, so my wife went out. She was out all day. It was just me and the baby, right? I don't want to play Apex or something because in case
baby needs you.
Yeah, so I'm playing No Man's Sky because it's so slow paced. Yeah. I'm playing by myself as well, of course.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that in VR, and I'd want to. That's the thing. And if I had the VR headset there, I'd be like, so it's about self control, man. So I'm not doing it. I'll go too far. Yeah. The real world would just. Do you know what I mean? Like, can I ride an alien in real life? No.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like choosing
not in a Fire Emblem way, alright?
You're like choosing... Yeah. It's like choosing the Matrix, isn't it? It's like, the steak is delicious. My brain is telling me the steak is delicious. Who cares if that's not real or not? Give me the fucking steak.
Remember that lamp? This one here, salt lamp? There's whispering eggs in the game, yeah? Look at how excited I was about that lamp. If I saw these whispering eggs, in No Man's Sky, I'd never want to leave. Yeah. That's cool to me.
It's raising up all these existential questions about your life. No Man's Sky in VR, which is
crazy.
Exactly what Sean Murray would want and would probably say in an interview.
It's actually really interesting to watch families break down.
Yeah,
it's
people disintegrating over No Man's Sky, which is crazy, So that's one of the things in the update. Anyway, Liam, there's multiplayer in there. I mean, so there is like 4-player multiplayer anyway, but there's a big online update to this, and there's sort of a Destiny style like hub nexus type thing, which is 32 players, social space for you to come and meet and stuff, and
do upgrades for your guns and shit.
In that video, he even compared it to a fire team, didn't he?
Yeah, well, he's used Destiny. The fucking word fire team.
When you left the room, he does even say at one point, if you play Destiny, it's like the tower.
Yeah,
so it's like,
which I mean, it makes sense. Destiny's a blueprint for a lot of games in many ways. Like when Destiny came out, it was like. People trying to explain, it's like a console shooter, but it's like kind of an MMO. But there's like a social space, and it's a bit like Borderlands. It's shooting and looting, and but after Destiny, everyone just then says, it's like Destiny, but it's so this is that basically. I mean, does that seem quite enticing to you? It looks pretty interesting to me, anyway.
I don't know, because like I played No Man's Sky after the next update came out.
So when it went third person, added in the multiplayer and stuff. Yeah.
So that was when I finally decided, I'll give this a go, because I didn't buy into No Man's Sky during like when it was announced the Spike Game Awards and stuff.
I'm sure you were very happy from afar going.
It was a bit.
Glad I missed that train.
There was a bit of like morbid enjoyment.
Exactly.
It was like watching a car just go past on fire, and it's sort of like that, but it's like. But then I finally decided when Next came out, it was on sale on PSN, and I was like, I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it for a few hours, but after that, just I don't know, it didn't really do anything.
Didn't grab you, didn't.
Yeah, but that's just a problem I have with most sandbox games in general. To be honest, I have the same thing with like Minecraft. Right. If I play that, I drop in for like maybe an hour or two, and then I'm bored again now.
Yeah, I would say that maybe it's a specific type of sci-fi as well, where. But I don't think this isn't true, because you aren't a huge sci-fi fan, are you? Really?
Nope.
But this is
known.
Yeah, but this is a specific type of sci-fi that they've always said that they were shooting for, like not wars. Pulp. Yeah, not. It's not about a war. It's not about the end of the world. It's not about shooting aliens and surviving and stuff. It's about
seeing mad shit
and an exploration.
It's Star Trek-ish.
Yeah, it is.
Literally just like exploring the boundaries of the galaxy.
The final frontiers.
Jake said the word pulpish there, and that's exactly the influence that if you've seen any like 70s or
strange
60s,
tales.
50s sci-fi book
Forbidden
covers.
Planet.
It's all reds and purples and like colourful,
goofy colours basically. Like
and that's what it's shooting for, like this almost like Soviet like era. This is what things are going to be like after the year 2000, and that's what it's going for.
Imagine a stream, but it's pink. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But so it's a different, specific flavour of sci-fi as well. So if you're not if you're not into that idea either, then there's not much there for you, because that's very much what it is. It's like coloured very strongly in this like sci-fi character, which is whereas something like Destiny is pretty generic, really. Even though I really like Destiny, I love the music and I love the
same old storage containers, kind of cylindrical corridor hubby things. But
shooting aliens. There's aliens have invaded. I remember
those fucking aliens.
I remember listening to Paul McCartney when I was working in an office, right, and Paul McCartney was on Radio 2. Have I told you about this?
Yeah.
And they were playing his fucking "Hope for the Future" song, right?
Yeah, which was a Destiny promo piece. Yeah.
Paul McCartney wrote a song for Destiny, the original Destiny, and then the radio DJ was like, I was working at a very non-gaming environment, like a local newspaper, right, and I was telling the lads in work about the Destiny. I was like, fucking hell, this looks so good, so excited about it. And then Paul McCartney's like, and I was trying to explain, it's got this really complicated lore and stuff, and then the radio DJ's like, so what's this game about? And Paul McCartney's like, well, there's it's about aliens, really. And you shoot the aliens.
Doing the accent, guys.
and then the DJ was like, "Great, thanks, Paul. Well, let's listen to the song."
Paul McCartney there from the Beatles.
So he just said, "It's aliens and shooting aliens." But and I thought, that's so funny. But that's basically what it is. That's what it is.
Distilled down to its very essence.
Yeah, which you couldn't say about No Man's Sky. That's not what it is, really. It's about flying.
Seeing mad shit.
Yeah, it's a bit more, abstract than that, which is cool. But then doing that with other people, doing that in a multiplayer thing, like you were saying with Divinity, I think the idea of exploring as a little space team, like a Star Trek, fucking shore
not
party
out just
thing.
to kill everything, but we could.
You got the power.
There, aliens. You're fucking in the palm of my hand, all right?
But it's another thing now that you can, I've explored the galaxy on my own, and it's been and I can still do that.
I
but
did think the multiplayer was a bit shit in Next, for small lobbies and this, and it wasn't like you had to join lobbies as well. You didn't just randomly see people what you'd imagine.
Yeah.
But now this is multiplayer as you imagine it.
It felt foundational, didn't it? It felt like. I hope there's more coming.
Yeah, exactly, and there is now. So you can literally load up missions like that, like the Monster Hunter Guildie Hall place.
Yeah,
you can do exactly that. And there's missions. Yeah, there's instant missions. There's proper missions and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to it.
So what have you been doing this week then? You've been playing it a little bit.
Barocca or whatever. Yeah. There's other tablets available.
Vitamin tablets.
Yeah, when you put them in water and then they go dead fizzy.
Yeah.
That's what my brain is like on No Man's Sky, right? It's so.
You're a Barocca.
That's a very poetic image.
No, it's
nice.
I get not goosebumps, but the back of my skull just goes dead fuzzy, and I fucking love it. It's pure relaxation. I've never felt it before.
You're getting NMS ASMR.
Yeah. That is fucking fire, yeah, exactly, yeah. That honestly, it's so relaxing. I love it. It's and I always play it on a weekend. I don't know.
It is a relaxing game. It's so slow. It's so, and in a really good way. Like when the game loads up and then it sort of bleeds this white light, and then you just sort of wake up in a way.
I'm in. Yeah, exactly. It is like Vanilla Sky or something. Yeah. So anyway. What it is, I've got this sick star system, right? This solar system is got every type of planet apart from 2 or 3, but it's got a good range. I've got an ocean planet like an Interstellar. I've got literally called the Paradise Planet, that's its weather type. Yeah,
they've got little you can look at any planet and then
I'm on a planet remember the very first No Man's Sky trailers when it was all bollocks kind of. Yeah. Then planets. I've got an actual one of them. Yeah. Trees, foliage, amazing, massive creatures, and all this.
Right. This is the one thing that I'm still sorry to cut across you doing your description, but the massive creatures is still the thing that I'm really looking for. Massive.
Some of them are big now.
Yeah, as big as they were in the trailer. Do you reckon? Do you remember there was a big Diplodocus dinosaur type thing, and there was this giant thing.
It was it was a full on Diplodocus.
It was that type of thing, wasn't it? And it was
the giant worm,
giant one, sort of
the sandworm.
No, was it a sandworm? Wasn't there
there was one that was implied big because the trees were all moving and that rhino.
That one, yeah, like a rhino-y type one.
Yeah, there's ones bigger than that rhino. I don't know about the Diplodocus thing, but there's some that are big, yeah. But anyway, right. So the game. One thing that happened after they changed to Next is they kind of gated off loads of content behind lots of busybody chore work. So like you see on the trailer all the exocraft, they call it, all the vehicles. That's the last upgrade you get for your base, but that's gated off. You have to like do a quest to get a science terminal, farming terminal, weapons terminal. I'm sure I've missed one, but there's another terminal, and you just have to build your way through that, and it's loads of chores. So what I've done is like I've got to that step now, right? So I'm ready for Exocraft. And what I've done is I'm trying to make a farm where I can get all the rare stuff, like frost crystals, which you can only get on frost planets, and selenium, which you can only get on hot planets. And I'm farming them, so then if you guys play, you can just take them from my farm.
We can visit Kulkowski's ranch.
Exactly, Space Ranch, Statham 1, remember?
Yeah.
And so I've been doing some base building and trying to make it easier if I do want to play with people. Because my save's like 22 hours in, but I'm loaded on it. I've got loads of fucking money. I've got a good spaceship that I like. I've worked hard for it, grafted. Do you know what I mean? And now
like a proper farmer.
Yeah, and now I don't want me fucking space kids to want for nothing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want you to be able to just come in, enjoy the wares, and that's another thing. I don't like it that the fun is gated off after all this chore work. But the good thing is, my hard work, like making a farm, can be beneficial for people I play with now. Yeah. So I can give basically people the option to skip that. Yeah. So I've been kind of just laying that down. So then if you do want to come and play, I'm going Gamescom next week, but this week coming up when it just launches, you won't have to fanny about. I want to make it so whoever's in my base can just have a nice time. Do you know what I mean?
That's very nice. What I mean. So I've been doing if you want to visit Kulkowski's ranch,
yeah, just don't. Okay, I'm like Clint Eastwood in any of his last 5 films. I'm just on a porch with a gun. Do you know what I mean? I've got a bolt caster.
And you care about your kids, but no one else.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm. That's one thing. Yeah, and I don't really buzz off that. It's like, Sean Murray's like everybody has a lot of experiences, right? But maybe only 10 to 20% of people, right, kind of get something out of playing it alone, right? And I'm thinking, yes, this is me. And then he's like going, do everything in multiplayer, do things of... He says, sort of 3 random people are going to land on a planet and build a base for a mission, but then stay together. What is that?
Yeah.
What kind of Peter Molyneux bullshit is that?
It is like lead game designer shite.
You're going to fall in love with 2 other strangers and make a base. No,
I think what I read that as is that it is now possible to do that.
Yeah.
Whereas it wasn't before. That's what me being charitable is like, because I'd hate that idea. It's like, fuck strangers, man. I don't want anything to do with them. I just want to, exploring with you guys. Yeah. That's one thing. But
got the bolt caster out.
Yeah, exactly.
Mining tool for the friends.
Just don't come anywhere near us, all right?
That video though, that Sean Murray video, I do have to say,
it's an IGN interview that's about 10 minutes long.
Yeah, so it's exclusive to IGN as well. I don't think he's spoken to anyone else really, but he kind of lets his guard down a bit towards the end, and he says some mad shit, and he's got to be careful. Like he says now base building is going to have logic and electricity, which means that you could make calculators, you can make computers, you can do all, when you see all those people on Minecraft making like fucking working like emulators and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. He's saying that it's going to have logic. He says that you can make your own version of Rocket League in the fucking game.
Yeah.
So it's like, be careful. What?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like in this decade, what he did was probably the biggest backlash. Like, it's Molyneux early 2000s level. And then he was saying stuff like that. But what this update does sound like it's doing is all the things that me personally, I don't know about you guys, I wanted from when the game first launched. I wanted to be able to go onto a planet, make it my base, make a little home, make a sanctum, right? Then go into other planets, find creatures that I thought looked pretty cool, and collect them in a nice, like, very, very friendly zoo. Not a farm. I don't want to be milking them. I want to have like just to show people mad shit. This is what the game's all about. And what's so exciting about No Man's Sky that no other game will ever probably get right as much as No Man's Sky does is that even now, with all these players playing it for years, every planet I land on is a fresh planet.
Yeah.
No one's seen this exact thing.
Yeah.
And at first, all the creatures looked like pretty much identical. All plants looked identical. But now they've changed enough that I believe that what I'm seeing is unique. And that's all that matters. As long as I believe it, I'm having that feeling of it.
Yeah.
But then, you know what? I'm liking it. I always want to show people.
Well, that's a really interesting thing that you're like, because the biggest failing of the game originally was like the core concept wasn't. They didn't execute on it. Like the fact that they said, there's like a whatever quintillion planets or something, but they were all basically the same. And that was my main and almost only disappointment was that there wasn't enough variety in the planets, and I felt like it was, going from one to the next, like very rapidly didn't feel worth doing because all the planets were basically the same sort of weird, right? Whereas now there is like massive peaks and dips and different fucking the graph of what the planets are is like wild now because there's loads of different ones, and that was the main thing. It's a lot that it didn't deliver, but now that they've really tried to address that, all the features and stuff are like cool little additions, but the things that I enjoy most is that just the simple variety of that they've put in the game of like crashed space freighters and planets with rings and the different sizes of the animals and different behaviors and stuff that they will show and all these. That's what I really enjoy about the updates. Not so much like the base building is a cool thing, but that wasn't. I would have been fine without that. So I think we're in different places, but the important thing is they're just giving everyone sort of what they want in some ways, haven't they?
Well, do you know what? Yeah, to really boil down what my key enjoyment out of the game is at the moment, and what I'm really hoping will get expanded on, is that No Man's Sky is like the Steam store at the moment. Yeah, it's just so full of shite, but it's also got loads of good bits in.
Yeah.
And I want my planet. I want to be the curator of my solar system and the neighbouring ones. I want people just to be able to land on my base and see the best of what my solar system's got to offer, and that's where I'm getting my enjoyment out of.
Yeah, this is like, honestly, you're like the next fucking P.T. Barnum or something. This is like the Kulkovsky spacesuit. That's all I've wanted.
No,
I just want to show
true,
people
innit?
captive animals.
It's honestly, and you know what? Yeah, I'm buzzing on like a spiritual level. I'm so happy. Innit? No, because I can share these mad things.
Yeah, come on to Kulkovsky's fucking space carnival.
Yeah, listen, for $5 plus patrons, no. Hey, I'm joking, but no, seriously though, like that's what I'm excited for, to just share some cool stuff, because the game's got lots of bullshit and the game's got lots of cool stuff. And if I can just cut out all the shit and just show people the good stuff, cool.
Very nice. So that's No Man's Sky Beyond, which is the next big update.
Which isn't even out yet.
No, it's coming out on August the 14th, which is only like 2 days away with the day that the podcast comes out.
Yeah.
So if you're playing No Man's Sky Beyond this week, send us an email to DS Special Moves and let us know what you think of it. dspecialmoves@gmail.com. So let's talk about Borderlands before we sort of move on to wrapping stuff up a little bit. Borderlands has...
Where did we pick this from? The new...
So there was a bit of Borderlands related news, but I can't remember the last time we actually talked about Borderlands on the podcast.
So we're just going to use that news to just fucking it off. We're springboarding it.
So Borderlands 3 is coming out surprisingly soon. It's weirdly crept up very, very quickly. Not very far away at all, is it?
Remember. It's definitely September. Yeah, I just can't remember
it's the first
which bit of September.
Is it the first week? Is it? Yeah,
pretty sure.
Literally a matter of weeks away now.
I remember Iceborne and that.
Are they out like the same time?
Yeah.
So that's a brand new Borderlands main numbered sequel from Gearbox, Borderlands 1 or 2.
When was the last? What was it?
2011, I think.
Yeah. God, I didn't realise it's been that long.
Which was what?
No, sorry guys, it was 18th of September 2012. Yeah, Borderlands 2.
But then there was the pre-sequel, which was... Did you play that?
I did.
I've played it. I've downloaded it. Not played it.
I played it.
I wasn't too hot on.
Sorry,
it was
all right.
I'll be honest with you. I was never an enormous Borderlands fan, so I didn't see that as like they were all on sort of the same plane. They were all.
Yeah.
Kale started streaming with that. That's the first game he streamed.
The pre-sequel.
Yeah, and because he just started out, like I'd watch every single stream.
That's friend of the channel, Triceps.
Yeah, that's Triceps. Mm-hmm. Yeah, who's now partner streamer, Monster Hunter streamer, but. Like years ago, he started on Twitch playing that, so I would sit in there all the time, support my mate, and like that was the game he was playing. So it takes place on the moon, right?
Yeah.
It's not. I guess it is probably a bit worse than the others because
it's made by a different studio.
It felt like.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm. It felt like a lot less interesting of a world, of a gameplay environment.
It's called the pre-sequel as well.
Yeah.
How good
That's
can
the kind of thing that puts you off, innit?
What do you mean me or do you mean anyone?
No, you.
Yeah. So
it felt like they wanted to just strike again with elements that were popular in Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
Everyone loved Handsome Jack, but spoiler,
we
killed him off at the end of 2.
Yeah.
Let's bring him back for a game that's set in between 1 and 2.
It felt like an Assassin's Creed,
Brotherhood.
Not Black Flag.
Revelations.
The one with the Irish.
You're just saying them, and
Antarctic.
I don't know if they're right, but it all sounds right.
Rogue.
That's what I just said. But
Did you?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes.
How
was I meant to know?
I was just chuffed, yeah, because I was like, I think it's Rogue. Rogue and Liberation, are they the ones that are weird?
Yeah, like weird sort of side quals.
The pre-sequels.
Liberation.
Side quals, good. That's good.
Borderlands the side qual.
Yeah, I could buy that. I like that. I love it. I actually think Borderlands 1 was better than Borderlands 2. I don't know how unpopular opinion is. Less memey.
I'm of that opinion.
Oh, nice.
But I know it is a controversial one.
I think it was definitely fresh, wasn't it? So at the time, Borderlands 1 would have been like
pioneering.
Oh, this is cool. This is
I played Borderlands 1 and 2 to death.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love them.
Well, Borderlands 3 has been getting they've been showing a lot of it off.
Oh, they are absolutely. I think I said this maybe briefly in the last podcast. They are, in my opinion, this is especially with what they're doing with streamers and YouTubers. They are killed the marketing.
Yeah.
It's well impressive. Flying them out to LA, they had that event where they revealed it. They had streamers streaming live from in there. How they've integrated Twitch into there, so now a streamer can click a button, which I don't think any other game's properly done before, and look inside the streamer's inventory, so they don't have to keep asking, "Hey, what gun you've got?" You can get rewarded in your Borderlands file for watching streamers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All this, what they've done on this, because they're ready. They are so ready for how much people are going because of the randomization of guns and stuff. Yeah. They are so ready for Twitch and Mixer, because that is what's going to absolutely smash it, and they are so ahead. So I've got to give them full props. I've never seen anything just as exciting as this, and I'm a believer in Borderlands 3, and I'm not really a big fan of the second one.
I think you've got to do that. You've got to make that kind of splash, because I think you could easily kick Borderlands 3 out and it wouldn't make a huge. It's at this very start of the Christmas run up sort of thing. September's where it really kicks off, isn't it? And so they've come out early, and it could easily be one of these just kicking out of the door, do a bit of regular marketing, pay for some adverts on YouTube and that, and then it would probably sell quite well. But you could really make a lot of noise about it, and I don't think I would be thinking about buying it right now, if I hadn't watched fucking God knows how many. I don't watch a lot of YouTube, but I fell down a Borderlands rabbit hole, and I came out the other side fuck, I really want to get Borderlands 3. So they've smashed it with making sure there's plenty of gameplay, showing that the series has moved on quite a bit.
Right.
From there's a lot of people saying I hate this take, right, of it's sort of changed a lot, but also it hasn't.
Yeah. It's extending with its left, but its right hand's to its chest. Yeah, that's what you want to say, innit? Do you know what I mean? But because it's moving forward somehow, but it's still retaining its solid Borderlands core.
So
what is the Borderlands core? Memes. Because that's not even the Borderlands core.
Well, it's looter shooter, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we were saying earlier, and I was saying earlier about Destiny being that was that set the foundation for a semi MMO shooting game thing, which is everywhere now. Well, Borderlands was the one that really did
Destiny just bolted on the multiplayer stuff, really.
Yeah. Well, they transformed it into an MMO-ish experience, whereas Borderlands Borderlands was a co-op looter shooter game. So you had a Diablo style, shooting loads of enemies and looting them loop, but in a shooting game, which is pretty much the first time that had happened.
So, I remember people saying it was like an FPS RPG.
Yeah, FPS RPG. Yeah, absolutely.
Because looter shooter wasn't really.
And then, Liam says, then Destiny comes along and makes it an light MMO FPS RPG.
Yeah, FPS MMO.
And then all of a sudden we stopped using them little fucking acronyms and stuff to describe stuff.
Yeah.
So it was really pioneering, wasn't it? Borderlands 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I want to play it out of fucking respect. Yeah. Because let's see what they do this time. Borderlands 2 was quite close to Borderlands 1, so I don't think they had that much time to innovate. And they also didn't have much competition because they were the only people doing it. But now, like I say, with I kind of equate it to Team Ninja making Ninja Gaiden and then watching this company FromSoft doing it and then going, listen, Daddy's home, we'll do Neo. It didn't quite hit the mark of the highs of the Soul series, but Neo was solid and it was really cool. And I've got a lot of time for a pioneering company trying something, and it's funny to attach that to such swines as Randy Pitchford and
Yeah.
in my opinion. But like I think it's exciting, and also I think it's going to be doing some new stuff. I don't think it's going to be Borderlands 2, but with more guns.
Yeah.
There's that interplanetary aspect.
Yeah,
and
which is pretty huge. So there's like a hub spaceship thing, which is right. Is that have I got
you
that
actually
right?
get to move about on a spaceship.
Yeah,
and
which is cool.
Yeah,
very cool. And but then the Borderlands had like randomly generated, whereas in something like Destiny or even like Diablo or something, it would be like, you know, you'd have iron sword or like assault rifle or whatever. This is like and then, you know, variations of that. But this is like there's elements, there's loads of different types of guns, and then there's all different types of elements.
Scope type makes it a different gun.
You
can get a shotgun with a sniper scope on it.
Exactly. And then they'll have stats attached to it that, like, you know, will be really good for stunning or something. And then so in theory, they said, what was it, bazillions or something? What was the word?
Well, it was a billion originally in Borderlands 1, right?
Yeah.
1
billion.
billion.
Are you sure it wasn't a bazillion?
No, I think this one is like a bazillion, isn't it? This one is like...
I thought the first
or was it
one
the other way
and
around?
two had bazillion.
Maybe.
I feel like I've
really? Who cares?
I've heard gazillion somewhere as
Yeah.
well.
Gazillion,
There's
right.
a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah.
They should have done 17.6 quintillion.
Yeah. Like
Now you're real
guy.
flexing, yeah. Just do one bit higher.
Yeah.
But
So
there's
there's-
lots of customization, like really,
Yeah.
and it doesn't make a difference in the game, and it gives everyone playing that feeling that they've got
This is
their
mine,
gun.
yeah.
But that's what I wonder about this game. I wonder if they're going to give people the option, because I think I do like keeping a weapon and upgrading it.
Yeah.
I like that about games. I do, and I don't get to do that much. I love that about Souls. Like lots like Divinity and all that. Like you have to get rid of your
It's a constant cycle, isn't
so
it?
you don't ever really get attached to them. But if I could get a gun that I felt that was unique to me and I could upgrade it to be an ultimate death machine, like if I get a level 20, if I can carry that all the way to level 60, I'll be very, very interested. So
But then that's one thing that I think Destiny's brought to the table well,
Yeah.
is like, you know, there's mechanisms in the gameplay where you can get like a, you know, some material, and then you like attach that material to your gun in the hub, and then bang, that gun becomes like
you can
equal to your level.
Yeah, you can clone stats of other guns and bring it into your existing.
And so you can, so if you can get whatever assault rifle you want, and say if it's like 10 levels below you or whatever.
Borderlands has to answer that, I think.
Yeah.
Because gun loyalty, if I want to call it that, I guess, it is important in shooters, isn't it?
It is, yeah. You've got to respect your fucking...
You respect your arms, innit? Dance with the gun loyalty.
This is...
That's it.
We're talking about fucking games.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a whole different kettle of fish. But I think that like in your classic shooters, everyone had a favourite gun, but it was the same gun all the way through the game.
Yeah.
Moss in the gun or whatever. Do you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
pick a gun, that's your favourite. But on these games with the RPG elements, you level up your character. Why not level up your gun with you? And if they can answer that, I will be very happy.
The actual mechanics of the gunplay as well is what actually caught my eye initially, because that's one thing I always thought about Borderlands, was it was a little bit like light and
floaty. I think.
and even the heavy assault rifles and that, you had a little bit of a pop gun sort of pop thing that it just wasn't very satisfying.
I started it again recently, Borderlands 2, and it is like that, especially after playing Destiny. Though.
Exactly, and
it's just no fault of its own. Cause,
no, but then that's like having, you know, a McDonald's 99p cheeseburger, right? There's a very thin slice of meat. But then a Destiny is like it's like a £35. It's not even a burger anymore. It's a steak, and it's like a thick piece of steak, and it's like flopping on the
get
plate.
Really contemporary now, because they just done like they just
double
announced a double
quarter
quarter pounder.
So the half pound.
That's like Borderlands 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then Destiny's like, it just added like this. It's got the best shooting game feel shooting thing in any game, and there's that, you know, that's in my opinion, obviously. But then Borderlands has sort of, you can see that they've shifted towards that. They've tried to make it like heavier and more impactful, and feel like what you're doing is making more of a dent in the thing. You know, rather than just removing a bit of the health bar type of thing.
No, I'm interested. I don't think it's going to get lost in the noise.
No, it'll do well, I think.
Yeah. It's a right time to launch, isn't it? Because November gets sticky, because you've got fucking Death Stranding, Planet Zoo.
COD is like the end of October.
COD's October. FIFA, is that out yet? Is that an October
that's
release?
usually about September, I think.
Okay, so and Iceborne's Capcom's big one in September. And then so it's quite good because you got like 2 months until Death Stranding or Pokemon or whatever, you know. And I reckon it'll do well. Yeah. I'm really...
November's good. Not November. September's good for Nintendo stuff.
Yeah.
Got
Link's
Awakening. There's Dragon Quest 11 with all the exclusive content on the Switch.
No, why?
Yeah, September's good for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, listen. Talking about new releases, let's dive into the next week's new releases. Then
that's what I call a segue.
Yeah, in it though. So this is the last segment before we wrap up. So new games coming up in the next 5 days, I guess. There's a few little things. There's Friday the 13th, the game.
Oh yeah.
Which is coming to the Switch.
Oh, okay, Switch port.
Yeah.
I was thinking of picking up Dead by Daylight on the Switch, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's quite similar. The genre is like
asymmetrical horror, I guess you'd call it.
You have one super powerful player against like 5 or 6 weak players who have to work together.
Friday the 13th, is you're always the same guy, isn't it? Jason.
Yeah.
I know there's different skins.
That's the guy.
So you can have like...
He's dead. You can be Jason X, Jason and that, innit? Is it Jason X?
Jason X was wasn't that the sci-fi one?
It was. He was in space. And he becomes part cyborg.
In space.
Yeah. So you could be all different Jasons. But Dead by Daylight, like, it's all original monsters, but then there's also like lots of quite famous licensed monsters. So you can
like
be
Ghostface is in it, isn't it?
Ghostface is in
Leatherface.
it. The pig from Jigsaw. Leatherface is in there. So like, it's a similar thing. But I always think Dead by Daylight just seems a better proposition because there's more variety if you're playing as the killer.
Right. Dead by Daylight's getting Ash from Evil Dead as well.
Yeah, it's constantly
not as the. I don't know how that'll work though, because he's not a monster; he's the hero.
Just a skin, and I suppose, but with quips.
I suppose
maybe.
Unless they swap it round, so like the 5 players are Deadites. You have the one person as Ash.
So it's not just the character that.
Yeah. So like you swap the dynamic around.
Yeah.
So that's Dead by Daylight anyway, but Friday the 13th.
Yeah, that's also happening, and that's coming to the Switch. So the Bard's Tale trilogy is coming to Xbox One. Has anyone played Bard's Tale?
I played the 4th one.
I think I played the first one. When would that have been? Like PS2 era? Was that when it came out?
I think so. Yeah.
Bard's Tale 1 is like before you were born.
Is
it? Bard's Tale 1 is
Bard's Tale 2.
I'm pretty sure they remade one on PS2.
There's definitely a Bard's Tale on PS2.
Yeah, one of them was just text, isn't it? Bard's Tale 1 or something. It's dead old. I only know because like when we did the It's Friday Tomorrow show, I played Bard's Tale 4. And then Brian Fargo himself commented on that video. Yeah. And then if you click on his profile, you can see I looked at his liked videos and it's a lot of Bard's Tale stuff. And a lot of it's like that,
Yeah, that was one of our first videos on Special Moves, wasn't it? Well, one of our earlier ones.
Yeah.
And then Rebel Galaxy Outlaw is coming to PC.
I'm kind of interested in this.
So this is a sort of space flight type.
I always think this is a Star Wars game, Rebel Galaxy Outlaw.
Well, interestingly, I think they did have some sort of working demo.
They made a pitch, didn't they?
Yeah.
And got rejected.
Yeah. So
okay. So maybe I've got it subconsciously from something I've read or something.
And it looked fucking well good as well.
Yeah, they pitched like a reboot of the X-Wing series, but I got told no.
And I think they had gameplay where you were flying a Millennium Falcon or something.
Yeah, right.
And
what type of game is it? Like
it's like a trading and shooting and
space trucker.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like you can go bounty hunting, you can mine, like do transportation and stuff.
In real time, or is it like a menu kind of game?
Oh no, it's all real. Like you fly your ship.
Oh right.
It's like if you've got the full, like flight setup, you can use it if you want.
Oh, fair enough. Right.
But whereas Rebel Galaxy, the first one was like a lot of clicking about. I think.
I've seen something like that. So I can remember some sort of map. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll definitely find an audience.
This one is like you have your own ship.
Yeah.
Kind of Elite Dangerousy, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, there'll be people well up for this.
Yeah. We actually had an email from Pavel Serinsky asking us to talk about that. But it's coming out this week. So that is definitely one if you're into that. Like
I might check it out.
Yeah.
Simulation.
Yeah.
In general.
So all 3 of those games I just mentioned they're coming out on the 13th of August, which is the Tuesday. Moving on later into the week, there's a couple of other things. There's Ion Fury. Does anyone know about that?
Is that Iron Maiden and they just changed the name because Iron Maiden, a band, tried to sue them? Isn't it?
It was called Ion Maiden.
Yeah, as in ION.
Yeah, made by, I believe, the original people who made Duke 3D.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're using that original game engine.
Yeah.
So it's like a very throwback style shooter. But yeah, at the minute, it's more well known for getting sued by Iron Maiden.
So that's on PC, Mac, and Linux. And then there's a Vasara collection, which is coming to Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Xbox One, which is a shoot 'em up, but I think it's like a shmup shoot 'em up, like one where there's shitloads of stuff going on the screen,
scroller,
and I get a headache.
Right.
Ikaruga type.
Yeah.
So that was the 46th episode of the Special Moves podcast. We've got a bonus podcast coming up for you on Patreon as well this week. So we'll be talking about
video. Jake's fixed the fucking Elgato by asking Liam how to do it, so I can do a Fire Emblem video.
Yeah, so it's going to be a busy week on Special Moves this week between No Man's Sky and Fire Emblem, and also if you're a patron, you've also got a bonus podcast to look forward to, where we'll probably be talking about Hobbs and Shaw,
The Lion King. I want to talk about The Boys.
as in the Amazon series, not me and Liam.
I also want
I've
to
watched
talk
a
about
fair few series.
We got a lot. But yeah, the new Lion King. We saw Hobbs and Shaw together, so we can do that. And then I'm away next week, so no podcast.
We're overcompensating, but to be honest, it's an accident. We just happen to have loads of shit coming out this week, so enjoy that.
So
Thanks for listening.
Soon.
Thanks for watching. Remember, send us an email to dsspecialmoves@gmail.com if you want to talk about anything. Thank you very much. Bye.